is it? I'm glad you're using it for good use.
Going to good use. We'll cut that part.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. So you're on the phone call ends. I think the last line we left off with was Mandangos.
Yeah.
I
I believe it was the sheriff telling Thomas that he didn't give a shit who he was and
that's right.
to keep it quiet.
That's right. Keep it quiet, Thomas.
You don't know about the shotgun in my truck.
No, it's fine.
Everybody knows about the shotgun.
I might know about your, what was the aspect? Shitty shotgun?
It's
if we drove you up to Bunker Hill, you have the shotgun with you, and we just assume it's unloaded.
It's like this tall.
Some piece of shit.
Some piece of shit shotgun.
Thomas and his fucking antique gun. Like, it's not loaded,
That's
right?
right.
We joke about it at break time. Like, there's no way there's bullets in it, right? Well, have you checked it? No, I haven't checked it. Have you checked it?
I like that.
It's not even a shotgun. It's like an old blunderbuss.
I like that.
Front loaded.
It's Thomas's antique gun. We're not even. It's the aspect. It's
like
not,
in the Great Outdoors.
The aspect is not clear what this is.
Is that what the aspect actually says?
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna change it to not clear what this is.
You think?
Front loading shotgun.
Yeah. Muzzle loader.
What'd you put in your silverware? And
It's scary. There's Wendigo spirits at night.
Found all kinds of metal scrap and arrowheads outside.
Yeah.
Shoved it in here.
Not sure what this is.
For lack of a better.
No,
I'm glad it's being used.
It's a waffle.
You can put it in a head or something over here.
Oh god, that'd be even better. You have a skull. Your mom doesn't seem like skulls is really your thing.
Oh, there's a skull. I moved it already. It's around the corner. Swear to God.
You're keeping that one?
There's this one. Well,
Oh, that's terrifying.
Because it kind of like faces outwards.
Oh, wow. Yeah, have it in his mouth.
Really?
That's weird.
I'm going to take a picture of that. It's going to be the thumbnail for this video. Okay, so you guys are sitting around after the ranger had called in, or after the sheriff, had called in. Do you have, did you guys do anything? It's late. It's maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock. You guys were just about ready to settle in for the night.
Thomas, what the hell are you yelling about? Did I hear the word Mandingo come out of your mouth? We are not in Reno at a male strip club.
You know, them, the Wendigos. Them, native spirits. It's right here in this book. And then I'm pointing at my book.
The book that
Yeah, some book. It looks ancient. It's falling apart.
Sure.
How exotic of lore would something like that?
Oh, you guys can all make me a lore check real quick to see if you know anything about it.
Well, I don't need to do that, do I?
I mean, player knowledge. I mean, you guys are all familiar with Wendigos.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've heard different versions, but ones are shamans that have been...
Yeah, let me see how much I know about it. Maybe I've only read about it. Maybe I've heard it.
Not much. 0.
I'm gonna go. I have negative. I have.
You've heard of Wendigo. You've heard of them before, and they just.
I have negative 1. I have got negative 1.
Yeah, you know.
I know it in passing.
Well, you're an old man. You probably remember some very specific passage, and that's what you were citing. So, but you really don't know anything
about it. Yeah.
You remember the book. The book was more about native culture. Okay, so you got perfect. You are like I said, you've heard of it. That's really about it. Okay.
Okay. So what was it? Our orders were just to keep our eyes out. What?
Yeah, keep your eyes out. He didn't say to go anything, and he wanted to know if there was anybody specifically who was in the park at the time or on the trails at the time.
What's your guys' name again?
JC.
JC. All right. Okay, JC. I'm officially opting for the buddy system.
Well, there's 3 of us, but
Well, that's why I said you and me as a buddy. So
we'll leave Thomas here. He'll guard the outpost with his blunderbuss
That sounds,
whatever that fucking antique is
That
that he
sounds
carries
like-
around with him.
Can
that
I-
sounds like the official buddy system to me.
Can I invoke my own aspect to see if I'm asleep?
No, because I'm an old man. Wait, yeah. No, I'll give you. Wait,
Sleeping with your
have
fucking
old man?
eyes
As my aspect, have I fallen asleep? You said it's 10:30.
Yeah, nope, you're in bed.
You've already woken up for the next day.
So this is a great example. This is a great example of him kind of playing into his character. Next time, just tell me because I'm an old man. I'm in bed.
Okay,
And then
yeah,
you could
I'm
be
an
like,
old man.
wink,
I'm
wink.
in bed. Well, I was picturing that I
Fell asleep
fell
in the
asleep
chair?
reading the book.
In the
I
chair.
fell asleep reading the
Yeah.
book in the chair.
Sure.
After that Mandingo thing woke me up, and then I've fallen back asleep in the chair
Fair enough.
with my blunderbuss behind me.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second.
You guys are gonna leave me?
Not until you fall asleep.
That's true. If I don't know you've gone, did you really leave me?
Yeah, that's right. It's like Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah. So are we annoyed with your character or are we not?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Are you?
From what I'm
He's the
perceiving-
harmless old man.
Yeah, I mean, you have some annoyances.
I like
there,
Thomas. Just sometimes I fucking
I like
shut
him.
up.
but- Yeah, yeah.
I like when he's along every time I look for bears.
Oh, savage right there.
Thomas wasn't your call for him to be at in the ranger station, and maybe he's overstayed his welcome. But certainly after
That's who you
this
got.
this call from the sheriff, in good conscience, you are you are a. Aren't you a good guy? What was the aspect that you had?
Yeah, I have good intentions.
Yeah, you have good intentions. There's no way that you're going to tell Thomas to leave or anything like that. But anyways,
I mean, I kind of think too, like, this is supposed to be his outpost at this point, but I don't want to leave.
Yeah,
I can't leave.
exactly.
I mean, I can't allow myself
That
to
was
leave.
sort of what I was saying. Like
This
buddy
isn't-
system, like this is not a good idea. To,
maybe this is me reaching too far, but this was supposed to be your retirement year, and you chose to stay.
No,
on.
that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not even supposed to be here. I mean, he's tired, he's old, but he cares about the parks. He cares about this fire station. A lot of the fire stations lookouts have been shut down too, just because of funding. You know, so the fact that this one is open and it's as historic as it is, you have some desire to keep it running. You guys go to bed.
I'm gonna be like, now why do you want to retire? Look at all this that's going on.
You know what? I'm gonna invoke my bullheaded aspect and try and push through his fucking book that he was talking about. I'm gonna take it out of his sleeping hands and try and see if I can find something in there.
So you're gonna try and stay up.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. So are you going to bed?
Yeah, earlier I was gonna say Rochambeau for sleep.
Okay, so you stay up. Since you're using bullheaded, use endurance to make a check to see if you can just stay awake.
You wake up 2 days later.
That's neutral. +3.
Okay. Yeah, you start reading. The book is a mighty tome. We're talking like 1,000 pages. It's really old. Are you prioritizing any specific section?
Wendigo.
I'm trying to skim through and find anything about native lore, Wendigos or Mandingos, whatever the fuck it is. I know there's a Digo in there, so I should be able to parse
Can
that
I,
out
So
at the very
you
least.
start reading through.
Can I invoke one of my aspects?
You're asleep.
Well, I know, but it's related.
You're asleep.
Oh, I can't do it. What if it's something I've done? What if I've written notes in the pages?
Oh, okay.
Well, you don't have saying. So I'm a lore master. This is all I do.
Is
I
lore
say-
master your aspect? Is it really have that as an aspect?
Yeah, because it's pretentious.
It is fucking pretentious.
But I take notes. I'm one of those guys who writes in the book. So maybe I've written some notes. So maybe he could see if there's any of my notes can help him.
Okay,
No?
make me no. You can. It's good. Make me a lore check though, because
Okay.
I want to see what sort of benefit, and you get one
Do I
for
need-
being bullheaded.
Okay.
Just
Just a
shit, man. But what'd you get from your lore?
It would just be +2.
He does have some notes. Most of them are illegible. He did outline one section though. It didn't say. It doesn't say Wendigo. It says Mandingo on it. And he keeps writing. And then there's a bunch of scrawls. And then he writes a page number down. And he says, "The Mandingos are interesting."
And there's a penciled in drawing of
It's
me.
it's
in
about
a cape.
it's about 1:30 in the morning. It's dark out. You have the one light on in there. Make me a notice check.
so +1.
Yeah, it's just getting tired. You're really tired. Do you flip to the page and want to keep reading about Wandingos?
I'm gonna keep trying.
Okay, make me another endurance check. This one's going to be at a -2.
So it's at 0 then.
Okay. Yeah, you flip to the page and you start reading about it, but your head starts getting really fuzzy and you start getting really dizzy. And
Can I invoke my detective aspect?
to try and force yourself to stay awake.
To see something, like in the, as I'm like, you know, like when you're, sometimes when you start to go to, like you start to fade out, like something clicks.
Okay.
There's something in
So
there.
you
that
can
just,
pay me the
oh
fate-
shit, I
pay me
just
the
read
fate-
this thing.
Pay me the fate point to stay awake. So this is a fate point. Usually you can use a fate point to re-roll all the dice, to add a stagnant +2, or in this case, you're making a story declaration. So you're saying, I'm going to use my aspect of being a detective to fight through sleep, because I want to find out some information. So you fight through the sleep. Make me one more. In this case, though, since you're awake, you're fairly awake, you're reading the book, I need you to make me a lore check.
-1.
So you're looking through the book, you flip through it, and you see they have some like old black and white pictures of Native Americans sitting around in like their native garb, and you're trying to read about it. And you feel like you see the word Wandingowak on the pages as you're flipping through it. And you keep flipping the pages, and every page that you flip to, it's another picture of Native Americans. And as you keep flipping through the pages, you see the picture just keeps taking up all of the page. And as you keep flipping through them, the pages themselves start to curdle like milk and look like worms are actually coming out of them. And as they are coming out and attacking you, you see like little maws of these worms that are coming out as the pages. And as you're about to shut the book, the worms kind of latch out of you, and you wake up. You're sitting in the chair at in the station. Everybody else is asleep still.
Holy fuck, I need a drink.
I'm gonna give you a fate point for that. That's good. So you pull out your flask and you start drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. You pull out your flask and the light's off. It looks like you flick it on and off, and it seems to be burnt out.
I'm just drinking, trying to cope, hoping I go to sleep with whatever that shit that just happened.
As you
was.
see that the series of walls around the fire station, the fire lookout, is just glass all the way around, and you see this fog, this mist kind of roll in and roll across the things, as some of the windows are kind of cracked open.
Fuck. Alright. Well, I have the aspect of curiosity killed the cat, so I'm gonna have to go out there and see what the
As
fuck's
you walk
going on
towards
with
the
this.
door, you hear footsteps crawling up to the top of the step, and you hear the door handle rattling. But this fog is kind of rolled in, you can't see anything.
Pull out my sidearm. Who's there? Announce yourself.
No response.
I'm going to open this door. If you move or do anything threatening, I will shoot you.
You're going towards the door. As you are walking towards the door, you see a slam on the door. It's a bloody handprint. It's a little tiny child's hair. It's like a baby's hair. And then you hear it on the back end of the shutter, another handprint. Another little bloody child's hand. And then on the side, another one. And then another one. And they keep coming after, one after the other, all the way around. Until all of the mirrors of this thing are covered in blood prints and handprints.
Fuck you! Fire off 5 rounds.
As you start shooting all the way around, the glass starts shattering all over the thing, and the smoke starts billowing in, and you can smell it. It smells putrid. And you wake up. Sunny out. You're actually the last one to wake up. You're kind of groggy. You have your flask in your hand. The two of you guys have been up for a little bit. It's fairly early in the morning. You guys are sitting around, chatting it up, You were cooking breakfast, maybe.
For myself.
What are you guys doing?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do stunts or anything like that, or aspects, can they activate while you're asleep if they're concerning being like? Because you told me never cut off guard and quick draw shit like that. There is a, or maybe towards a skill like survival. I don't know how exact or not survival.
There is a hidden aspect here that you don't know about the scene, and it may reveal itself through play. So there is a reason why you couldn't.
Okay.
Now, and normally, sleep is kind of your sleep. You can't just choose when to wake up and when not to. And this scene wasn't supposed to happen this way, but since he was awake during this time, it kind of morphed into it.
Got it.
But there is a hidden aspect, and that hidden aspect may reveal itself. It may not. It depends.
Okay.
You guys shouldn't even have that information, but I'm sharing it with you because.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, what are you guys doing?
I'm drinking coffee.
Okay. Rest of you just getting ready?
And
Yeah, getting ready for the day.
do we have? How rustic is it? Do we have internet access or anything like that? Satellite?
You got radio.
Okay.
There's a satellite phone, but it really depends on cloud coverage. And actually, the weather has been really surprisingly shitty the last few weeks, like hailstorms and torrential rain downpours. But for whatever reason, today is really like dry, appears dry and sunny out.
I'm sitting up in bed having a teensy bit of the scale of the dragon before I go have coffee.
You don't pour it in a little Irish coffee for yourself?
I'm gonna. I think my character at this point would have been talking to him and like seeing if I can get a hold of the same book.
We're talking with him. You're sitting down with this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You guys are sitting down with that same book.
Yeah.
Do you want to make lore checks on this book to kind of dig out some of the knowledge?
Yeah. What is he asking?
And then-
Are you asking me questions about what I know about the book?
Or-
I'm reading it.
I'm reading it and then we'll converse
okay.
about. Have you
Okay,
ever?
so I'll see what I know.
You have a little bit of your booze.
So, is it a +1? Is a +1 like you add 1 to your score, or is it a
Yeah.
1 you more die?
No, add 1 to your score. So if you had a +1, you add that to whatever your lore was at.
I got a +1.
Okay, then mine would be a 4 then.
I got a +1 total.
Okay, remember, this is local knowledge. And you
Oh,
have
is
very
it local?
specific
Okay, is it
to-
local knowledge? Okay.
Because you're reading that book, and the book is all
then
about
I
local.
have +3.
Do you have a what?
Mine is it was a +4 if I include my lore, but there's
Oh, so you
investigate.
rolled +3. No, you're
Then I have
Okay.
+3. If it's a
Okay.
if it's a book about local natives, sure. Oh, I said that.
Yeah,
didn't
so you guys are
I
reading.
said that, didn't I?
Yeah, you're reading it, and you've actually found a very interesting passage. There's apparently there was a Catholic priest who had come through this area in the late 1800s, and his name was Paulini Siderhe. And you know that last name Siderhe actually means in Italian it means demonic nymph. It's really strange. It's a piece of you says you wrote so well. As you are looking through the passage and reading about this guy had a very interesting way of trying to convert the natives. He would bring them in and do kind of sensory deprivation. He would not feed them for weeks on end. He would starve them. He would read Bible passages to them and beat them. And he was successful in converting a few, and that's actually why he kept getting some. But there was a piece of property that he owned on there. He had a well on that he had dug out. There was a man who had disappeared through there. It was a native man who disappeared and ended up going back to his tribe, and almost everybody in his tribe ended up dead after he returned. But the man never turned up. Giuseppe, after that, kind of went crazy, and Paulini went crazy.
Who?
Paulini,
No, you said Giuseppe. I'm like,
yeah, because that's his middle name. Sorry. So he went crazy, and he started to get really focused on this book that he was reading, and the book was called the Malus Maleficarum, which is means the witch's hammer. It was written in the 1400s, and it was actually written by Catholic priests, and it was about how to identify witches and how to defeat them. But in this book, and the reason that we know about this is that apparently there were some prospectors who had come through and found Paulini's space. But in this book were scrawlings, red ink that was written in the margins, and the book itself apparently had like a black ichor to it, and it would never be able to be cleaned, like it oozed tar. And the prospectors came through, and they found that his retreat was abandoned, but they came up to the well that was there, and Paulini had hung himself in the well. And so when they dragged his body out of the well, he had all of these marks and scars on him, and he had something that was scrawled on his chest. Something that was scrawled that was a little bit unsettling to them. It was Deus est mortus, infra est inferno. You guys can make a lore check to see if you know what that means.
Yes, please.
Whoops, now that count. Oh boy.
I'm not aware of any of this because I haven't got out of my room yet,
Yeah.
correct?
In my fucking head. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 0.
0?
Yeah, because if it was Latin, I wouldn't know what it.
Yeah, you know that mortus means death. You've heard that mortus means death.
Oh,
He had
3
this-
if I didn't add my things. So 3.
You know that mortus means death, and est infernum means hell is below. Death and hell is below is what you can determine from that. Didn't have a definition in the book, which is a little bit strange.
Can you give me the title again?
Yes, Deus est mortus, infra est infernum. So as you are reading through that, you start to see the radio comes over on radio comes through. It's the sheriff again, and he says, "Do you guys see that plume? We haven't heard anything from you." You guys get up and look, and you see smoke billowing out maybe 2 or 3 miles down the way. And he says, "What? We haven't heard anything from you. The fire's been spreading like crazy." As you look out, the windows kind of have like an orange glow and hue to them. And you see another plume of smoke coming off in the distance. And another plume of smoke, and another plume of smoke. Before you know it, it feels like the whole woods are just on fire around you guys.
What's your guys' name again?
It's Thomas.
Thomas, what have you
Weatherly.
done?
What have I done?
Thomas, what have you done? No!
You probably started that fire when you threw that bacon grease out.
The fire is now creeping upon Bunker Hill, as you can smell it, and you recognize the smell again. The sick,
Same rancid smell
that
from
same
my
rancid smell.
dream or whatever that was last night.
Meat or something is smoking. Make me notice check all around.
Just gonna ask you. Okay.
Notice. Oh, okay. Oh, I have 1 + 1 on notice. Sweet.
2.
Oh.
3.
Okay. As you see that, the fire explodes into the windows, and you notice that the radio was cut. The cord was cut when the sheriff was just calling. As the fire is now like engulfing you guys, and
So we just heard him after the
Mine
radio
was at 0.
Say again.
Like the radio was cut and somehow we heard him?
Correct. And then you wake up.
Are my pants unbuttoned?
Are my pants unbuttoned? No, nobody is angry. Everybody. And you wake
God
up.
damn it, Thomas! You and your real hip.
Now all of you though wake up at the same time. You all wake up at the same time and kind of like look at each other.
They're all sleeping in the same room?
Yeah, there's only one room.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's,
Yeah,
just,
I
it's kind
was
of built on
sleeping
this
in-
stone pillar.
I see.
There's a little
Share.
outbuilding where the 4-wheeler is, but there's like a stove and a sink area.
So do
Probably sleeping on
you
cots.
What the fuck
do you
was
guys remember me firing off 5 rounds last night? Did you hear that? Did it wake you up?
Huh?
that? God damn, that was awesome.
No, the
Right.
answer is no. The answer is
I was getting, nope.
Check my gun and I have all my bullets.
Yep. You do feel a little hazy. You all have a sense of kind of like almost like a sinus infection or a little headache.
Did you guys smell? Oh, it wasn't even not sulfury. It was just rancid, like rottiness, terribleness.
More than normal? No.
Make an investigation check. And if anybody has survival, they can make a survival check. But you have to have it.
No.
Oh yeah. So that would be 5.
Wow.
Okay, it's pretty. It's you're coming out. He says that you crack a joke, but as you stand up and are sniffing around, you smell what smells like stale smoke, like a fire had been burning, like a campfire had been burning, which you thought that there was nobody out there. Both of you guys did. Thought there was nobody out there. That's just a little bit alarming to you. The window is kind of cracked, and it's like a misty fog. It's a pretty cool morning out there. There's like the sun is starting to crack through a little bit, but it's fairly early.
Yeah. Okay. is this something that when you said we did a notice check? Is this we all noticed that we woke up all at the same time?
Yes. No.
Well, and you noticed the smoke.
Right.
You noticed the smoke because of your investigation, but you all got up and looked at each other. You all at the same moment had woke up and looked at each other.
Okay, two things. One, what the fuck was up with that dream? And two, do you smell? I smell smoke. Or is it? But
actually, as he starts to mention it, you can notice it now.
Now that you mention it, yes, I do smell that. Not the smell I was talking about earlier, but that is definitely
fire smell.
That is definitely a fire smell.
Mm.
But I didn't think there was anybody up here. Did you know of anybody being up here?
Nope.
Do you have any? No.
Is the stove on? You leave it on all night?
That's just camp smoke. So
Thomas,
unless you're trying to burn logs in that again.
As I get up. Huh. It's funny.
Do you have anything that you'd like to do?
I would like to. Are we on top of that tower, or are we in that bunker hill thing?
Yeah, that's our base.
I'd like to go up top and take a look around.
You're on top of it right now.
Oh, I thought the room was down below.
No. That's part of the whole thing about a fire lookout is that you are immediately available to look at all panoramic directions anywhere in the surrounding area.
No,
Robert, let's go investigate. Let's go see.
But you can go.
Let's go see if there's a campfire somewhere or something, because neither of us were expecting any hikers out here. So let's go investigate. Thomas, try not to burn anything down. Make yourself some breakfast. We'll be back shortly.
I'm leaving the old man again.
I'll be like, why don't you go ahead and
You've
look
got
at
your blunderbuss.
Thomas, what are your aspects?
Lore master.
Vader.
Old man, educated, and good intentions.
Okay, you're educated. There's no way. You have good intentions too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you were a crotchety old fuck.
Well, I am, but I'm a nice guy.
I'm gonna give you.
I'm out there because I mean well.
Yeah.
And I want to help.
Yeah, well,
in some way. Well, sure.
Well, so what I'll say is, what I will say is that you're educated, and you remember the conversation last night that the sheriff said. And the sheriff made it very clear that there's some man out there skinning people alive, and that nobody should be there. I don't think you do not feel comfortable staying alone.
Okay.
That's what. Okay, there's a little aside. My character always cracks jokes, but is actually,
Sure.
professional and
I love it. I would love to have not a hero in this group.
Oh, that would have been great.
But yeah, you have champion of what?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I would realistically say, I'm coming with you guys.
You might want to have a smart aleck aspect in
Oh,
it,
that
just
would be
because
awesome.
You've been doing so many good quips, and I'd love to give you something for it, but I tried to limit it to 1 or 2 a session, unless you're being aspect focused. Okay. Yeah, you tell them that you want to go with.
Yeah, I said.
I'm paying you the fate point. You can if I pay you a fate point, you can say no. Then you can say fuck you. No, I want to stay back, and you have to pay me a fate point to go against your character. But since you're educated, you would.
Okay, I'll say. Yeah, I know it's no one of those mandingos out there skinning folks. I'm
You're being an educated guy. You really like using that word, man.
Thomas,
if
you stop using the word mandingo and you leave your goddamn antique gun here behind, which I don't know if it'll blow up in your face or in my face or Robert's face, and just please, your lore is appreciated, but please stay out of our way.
And like we said, buddy system, so we're going to be holding hands.
Robert, I'm not holding your hand.
Okay, sure.
Fucking old for this shit.
Okay.
I could say it.
So you guys are getting ready to head out.
Oh, so
My aspect is smartass as a religion.
Smartness is religion. I'm gonna give you one posthumously because you've been giving some good
Oh,
ones.
sweet, thank you.
I've been acting within your character. I guess it's easy when you just kind of are.
I
but,
just,
you know.
on myself.
Yeah. Okay. Are you guys getting ready then?
And this is restrained.
yeah, but I'm still making coffee while they're getting ready. I'm making coffee.
Perfect. You hear the radio crack over here. The sheriff again. You guys still out there? Or have you left for the day?
Hey, sheriff.
Excuse me. Retraction. Not the sheriff.
Okay.
It's actually the park ranger office in Lake Tahoe.
Male or female?
It's dispatch. We'll say it's female.
Okay.
You guys left for the day or not?
Oh shit, this thing works.
Hey, is anybody there? Pick up.
1, 2, 3, not it.
This is Ranger Smith. Copy.
Oh, hey Smith, how are you doing?
It's going.
Yeah, I know. It seems like that. Everything's safe on this end, but I just had a courtesy call from Alan Shader.
Oh shit.
Did you say Alan Shader?
Yeah, that's right, Alan Shader. You remember him? He's the guy who, when this was all turned over to Wilderness, he still had family property that was owned, this little small cabin. It's the only one that's out here.
I hope he's
I'm
not
well
coming
aware of
up.
it, yes.
Yeah, well, he comes up every summer, and he left us a courtesy call letting us know, obviously, because it's on public land, that he was coming up from the Bay Area. We tried to reach him, but he had already left. I think he's heading up to his cabin right now.
Has he... Do you know that he has already arrived, or when he left?
He left early this morning. I called when I got on shift, 8 o'clock, so he hasn't, and it's about 9:30 right now, 10 o'clock.
Do I know him? Like, have I gone up there and...
So you've been here 28 years, Smith?
Yeah.
At this particular station?
Yeah.
Or South Lake Tahoe, let's say?
Yeah.
You totally know of Alan Shader. You may not be as aware. He
Okay.
actually hasn't used his cabin in a few years. He got married.
Yeah, then I probably know.
His family owned a cabin up there in the woods. It has a little well that they had dug on it. He has a couple of solar panels to give him some power. He brings up his own propane to cook. It's a little tiny thing. He locks it up for the wintertime. Usually he comes up. He's the only son. He's the only heir to the property. And it's indebted to them kind of in forever until he passes away or passes it on to his kid. But he got married a few years back, and you really haven't heard from him. This is the first season he's been back up since they got married. Anyways, the boss man, I don't know what they call the head ranger. Head ranger, ranger in charge. He said, I just want to let you guys know, because he said the sheriff had called yesterday about some stuff that they found at the trailhead. Do you know anything about that?
I know that 2 people turned up that were in bad shape.
Really? 2 people? They would tell me what the hell it was. I didn't know what 2 people had turned up. Yeah, they've been trying to keep real quiet about that. Bad shape, huh? Did they survive or what?
Are we supposed to be
I'm not at liberty to state that, but
I'm sure we can hear.
just know I was asked if there was any hikers up here. I wasn't aware of any hikers, but if he's on his way, we might need to go talk to him.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. The ranger just said to let him know what's been going on, because I don't think he's aware of what's been happening up here, and obviously there's no way to keep him safe. Maybe, I don't know. It's pretty dangerous for him to be out there alone, considering what's been going on.
Copy. I'll take care of it.
Nobody respects the buddy system.
As you get off the radio, the sheriff comes back on the radio. He has one more. He needs to tell you. He's like, we identified those people. They were a husband and a wife. And they were traveling with their small child. It was a little newborn, hiking enthusiasts. They couldn't convince them out. They had purchased their passes for the Desolation Wilderness over a year in advance, and they refused to heed the warning. And they went on their own. Their child's nowhere to be seen. Names are Jill and Roman. Said they did leave a picture at the ranger station. Probably should be in your packet of people who had passes to be out there.
Infant gender?
Infant was less than 6 months old.
I asked for ginger.
Ginger?
Gender?
Oh,
sorry.
Age.
Gender? I mean gender.
Sorry, the radio was breaking up.
Are you drunk already?
Sorry, the radio was breaking up there. I misheard you. Yeah, it was a little boy.
And age again, please.
Under 6 months. We can't confirm how old he was. We're waiting to get the birth certificate records back from the hospital. Out of
And
state.
infant is not found, is that correct?
Infant has not been found. Correct. Possibly still out there in the woods, but I'll be honest with you. They've been out there for 2 weeks. I'd be surprised if he survived that long.
Understood.
Click.
So this happened 2 weeks ago.
The disappearance of them happened 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I see.
That's when their thing was.
I thought that they just... Yeah, they've been dead that long.
Maybe. We don't know.
Uh-huh.
You don't have that information. They could have been. But they were officially missing as of 2 weeks ago. Alright. You guys are getting ready to head out?
Be like...
Anybody check your files about Jill and Roman?
Do we have... That's the one thing I'm like, how much information do we have of this place?
She stated it right now. She said that you should be in your in your files about the people who had passes. So
Okay, so I definitely... I always try to hit the books if do
Perfect.
the
So hit the
investigative
books.
thing.
Just give me actually, you don't even need to roll. Just hit the books. You go through the books and you're able to find them pretty quickly with first names. There are some pictures. A couple people who are on there. Everybody else, as far as you know, is fine. It's a young woman, a young man, and they have this cute little picture of them with their baby at the ranger station. I'm just holding them out. It was taken maybe I don't know 3 or 4 months before. The baby was just brand new, but they were just confirming that they still had plans of coming up there. How's it?
We gotta go find this baby.
No.
What the hell you mean no?
I hate to say
Thomas,
it, but they look
we need to start with actual concrete evidence we can go to investigate.
Agreed.
The first thing we need to investigate is that campfire, and then from there we will go check out the property of what's the name again?
Alan Shader.
Alan Shader. I'm gonna write that shit down because I'm supposed to know it.
Yeah. That's your first. That's your one and only freebie.
I agree
Thank
with
you.
one. With one change, I think the first thing we should one of us should investigate is our strange dream, because I don't want to have another one of those.
Well, I know I had a strange dream. I don't know what you guys may have had, but I was trying to read through Thomas's book and try and figure out this Wendigo thing, and apparently I must have fallen asleep while doing it, because all I know is that a lot of mist rolled in. Then there was what sounded like a knock at the door. I pulled my service weapon, gave my warning, no response, went to open the door, and a bloody handprint went on the window, and it was a very, very small handprint, like infant toddler size. And before I could even really acknowledge that, another one happened behind me, and another one, and another one, and another one. I flipped out and fired my service weapon at the windows, and then all this mist rolled in. It smelled like death, and then I woke up.
Okay, you can have your dream. My dream was about... Did anyone else have a dream about, looked like we were being attacked by, I don't know, the Nazis or something? A bunch of fucking mushroom clouds going up, and a radio from a sheriff. Anything? Ringing any bells?
You all had that dream.
Yeah. I'm like...
I'm just asking because we all woke up at once and...
Had a dream within a dream.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because you woke up to that, and then it was that.
You
We
woke
didn't
up to
have the
not
first-
waking up.
I don't know about no Nazis, but it looked like the forest was on fire.
That's right. I think the drinking may be getting to me. I'm forgetting people's names that I've known for years, and didn't realize I woke up. Those fucking dreams within the dreams, oh, yes, you are exactly right. You are exactly right. I don't know about the Nazis, but yes, there was
I didn't actually see Nazis.
There was definitely lots and lots of smoke.
Nothing's on fire now.
Well, then I guess nothing's weird about that at all.
We're all on it.
There's a campfire in an area, Thomas, where we'd expected no humans to be. Or some kind of fire.
Yeah. That must be why we're dreaming.
episode.
I don't know. So what do you guys do? What's the first? You have one solid plan that
well-
came from Smith.
So
Okay,
I would
well-
still like to. I would still, now that we've got all our dream shit sorted out, let's go to
Sorted
physical
out?
evidence. We're all on the same page about it, Robert. Okay.
We've all acknowledged we had a dream.
That's right, and that it was fucking weird.
It was fucking
and there may
weird.
or may not have been Nazis, but you know,
And
that's
they were
not
definitely
even-
Nazis. You don't have that kind of dream without Nazis.
So I still think we should go back to
Yeah. Let's go look at the camp.
exploring
Right.
physical evidence. Check out, investigate where this campfire or whatever the fire may
You
be.
never want to talk about your feelings.
Well, as you.
No, I do
I
not,
was-
Robert. You
Yeah.
fuck off.
All right, children. JC, you're the boss.
It's true, JC. You are the boss.
I'm guessing you missed when you fired, by the way. You hit anything?
Hit every window I aimed at.
Just eating his payday. All right, so I take it you guys are getting into the truck and leaving.
Oh, we have a truck.
That's how you got up there. You have a Ranger truck.
Yeah, I get in the
Thomas, quit obsessing about the fucking ATV. Maybe at some point we will get to ride it, but right now we're using normal fucking vehicles to get from.
What do I call? Okay, I'm gonna.
That's hilarious. Though, that it's like
With
that.
doors and windows.
I realize that now putting it out there, it's like a button. It's gonna get pushed. Push.
Well, here's what I do. I'm gonna invoke one of my aspects of old man. And since they're getting ready, getting their gear on, I'm the old man. I can't do much. I'm like, I'll go load up the truck, boys. And so what I'm going to do is, when you guys are getting ready, eating your bacon, drinking your coffee, I grab my book, because I always bring my book, and I walk past where...
How big is the book?
It's like, it's a tome.
It's a 1,000
Tome,
pages,
tome.
hardcover.
I walk past, and I walk past the corner, and you don't see anything. I go like this, and I have my blunderbuss. And I toss it in the back of the truck, and I cover it up with blankets, whatever else we usually.
I wouldn't say that's an old man thing. I like it enough.
But they hate it though.
Shady old man thing.
But you use the old man thing to convince them that hey, I'm gonna go do that. So you guys can
that's
make
how I
a
use
notice
the
roll
old
if you'd like, but it's gonna be at a -2.
Yeah, I use my old man. I have to try to find ways to
You
be
have a
helpful.
deception skill in there.
I have
You can use stealth.
Okay.
Stealth is what you do.
I have stealth at
At a
+1. Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
So what's your notice?
Oh no, I had at a -2. Then I had
Notice would default to a
one.
-1, and then you rolled.
Yeah,
one.
I have one.
I rolled 3 on here.
So okay,
I have
and
one
I have
stealth
that.
because.
so yes,
So
I'm a -1.
2.
2. Correct.
Okay.
-1.
-1.
And I want to point out, I have one stealth because I'm an old man. Like I'm old. People don't notice me. They don't care.
Yeah, you're just trying to explain
Here.
why you have stealth as a skill.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
but
what I'm
you
saying.
do have stealth as a skill.
Yes, I do have
Yeah.
stealth as a skill.
What'd you get for stealth?
Oh, I didn't roll. Sorry.
Roll it.
Would just be +1.
He's acting kind of kindly. You're not sure why he's being kindly, but you see him kind of kindly. And he had a hitch in his step. It was on his right leg when he came in, but it's on his left leg now.
Do I
Walking
kind
out.
of guess what is?
No, you don't know, but that's what you know. You see him doing that. And he's like, oh, I'm going to go load up the truck. And walking with a hitch in his step.
That looks painful. What's the matter?
It's called being old, son.
That's a good. You offer me a report check. You make a report check. And you make a deceive check. Both of you don't have either. So.
Yeah.
So just roll and see what you get.
Oh, 0. Just neutral.
One under. Went way under there.
Yeah, I don't know. What is it on? I can't.
Neutral.
I got a neutral on my total roll.
What'd you roll?
2 on here. I don't have either of these.
You have -3.
I just put it back down.
And it's all his- Yeah, you don't believe him that there's something about his old age, but he's almost to the truck by the time. But he keeps walking. He doesn't listen. He just keeps on walking. Did you ask him anything else?
I just don't give a shit.
So you get your.
I know you're lying, and I don't care.
You get your gun in the back of the truck. He doesn't. He's
under a
let's go.
blanket.
That's actually what I'm gonna tell him. I know you're lying, and I don't give a shit.
He comes out on the catwalk and he actually sees you putting the gun away. He says, "I know you're lying, and I don't give a shit." I'll give you a fake point for that.
That's awesome.
What? Okay.
Okay, so sorry, let me just double check and see where we're at. You guys
Can I use my scrounge skill to, since we're going out for the day, I'm a handyman, maybe I toss in some other stuff, see if anything get anything useful? Or do I need to pick something I see that I want to take?
You're using scrounge for...
Well, I guess scrounge would be rounding up stuff.
You could use scrounge, and then it'll be a burnable aspect, so it means once you use it, it's gone.
Oh, okay, I don't think I would necessarily
No, it's a good thing. So what you're trying to do is say preemptively. It's kind of like if you're
Can I use my crafts to bring my toolbox? Well, yes. I never said I had a toolbox, actually.
Do you have scrounge?
I have scrounge and I have crafts.
So you can use scrounge to create a situational aspect that says miscellaneous parts. And that, what it'll do is it's something you can invoke, but as soon as you invoke it, it disappears, and it'll add a benefit. It's a good thing to do. You're creating value in the scenes that you're doing, so I would say do it.
All right. Well, I was going to say
make yourself useful, Thomas.
But I was just saying it seems a little meta. Obviously, we as the players know something is going to happen, but I'm just like, well, this is some really weird stuff going on.
Perfect. That's exactly. This is a game, and I think it's a
smart move. Okay, fine.
You guys want to survive, right? I mean, if you want to die, don't use the tools that you. All
right, fine. I just don't want to cheat. Oh, 0. Oh, well, it would be 0.
Okay, so you didn't cheat. You just failed. You looked around or something, and you forgot.
I'm gonna, bring out my usual whatever survival pack we have, but
sure.
More
we have
more batteries, glow sticks, fire starters, stuff
rope
like that.
Light, yeah, sure, all that. Okay, perfect. Basic survival kit.
But I'm gonna, a little more of everything.
I was gonna bring stuff. I have a stash of spare parts, but when I walked in, I forgot.
Yeah,
I believe you.
Do you have a toolkit in your gear?
No, I don't. All I had was the only gear I had was a stupid shotgun, and I guess I have this book.
You have two other. No, the book is just that's a flavor thing that ties with your aspect.
Okay.
But you should have gear, and you get 2 gear. So if you want to say that you have a toolbox,
I'll say I have my toolbox, and I have my
okay.
So I put my toolbox back.
Because you only have 2 things of gear: shitty shotgun and So.
It's Thomas's antique gun I drew right there.
Thomas's antique. It's true. Okay, you guys get in the car. Who's driving?
I'm driving.
You always drive.
All right, you're driving down the road. It's actually about an hour. It's not really an hour to where...
Wait, 1 second. I'm going to look around like, hey, Thomas, shotgun. Because I fucking know what you have back there.
That's legit.
A little inside joke between the two of us.
I give him a wink and getting this in the middle.
It doesn't real obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like the Three Stooges. This is so good. Okay, cool.
You guys are so gay.
You guys are driving down the road. It's going to take about an hour and a half, but it doesn't really. It's just how the road curves. It's really windy to get up there. Mm-hmm. It's all dirt roads. There's a couple of locked gates that are like park service gates that you guys have to get out and unlock to get through them. You finally get onto like a main road. And you can only get to be on that main road for a little bit. And when I say main road, it's still a country road. Mm-hmm. It's like going out to Downeyville, It's just really like, it's paved, but who knows how many people are actually driving on it. And especially with everything going on, not that many. You get to this next dirt road exit and you turn off, and as you are driving, I need each of you to make me notice checks. You, however, can make a drive or notice check, whichever's higher. And actually,
it'll be noticed because I didn't put drive on after
but you'll get to roll both is what I'm getting at.
Oh, I see.
Whichever one was higher.
So
you get 2.
Okay.
I got 3.
You got a 3?
I got 2.
We'll call my notice check negative.
Okay,
1.
what is your drive check, is it?
Well, this driving sucks.
+1. All right.
+1 to the drive?
Yes.
Okay. As you're driving, you actually don't notice anything, but what's your guy? Robert. Correct. Robert knocks you, says, hey, wait a minute, I think I see something over there. And do you stop?
Yeah.
Okay, stop. Shh. Pull it in. As you guys are looking in the woods, you don't really see anything, but the kind of trees are rustling above, and there's what looks like a little deer path that was crossing this dirt road up to Alan's cabin. And as you as you're coming up the deer path, you can hear it sounds like footsteps. People who are walking up there.
So, weren't we investigating the smoke first before we went to Alan's place?
It turns out they're on the same direction. So yes, you
same
are.
vector.
Yeah. Okay.
You not knowing where the smoke came from, it's kind of hard to tell. You guys can make survival checks to try and track it down.
So we heard, I think it was footsteps?
Yeah, they're coming up towards that deer path. When you stopped the car, the footsteps kind of stopped. Then you hear whispering.
Would our truck have a speaker on it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, like you
Megaphone?
do.
Yeah, like a megaphone thing.
Do I hear it?
You don't hear anything.
You're sure.
Okay, well, I'm
Why
also
the
in
fuck have we stopped?
I'm also in the middle of the car, too.
So yeah, you don't hear it.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just saying.
You see them
I-
notice. You see them looking out
Uh-huh.
there, and you see him pull out the microphone.
What's going on?
Hello, this is Ranger Smith. Is there anybody there? Can you hear me? Can you please make some kind of signal if you can hear me?
Anybody else do anything? Like that? Anybody else do
I'm
anything?
gonna
I'm
grab.
getting
I'm gonna grab the thing real quick. I'm like, you in the bushes. Come out now.
Good, cool. As you do that, you see that, and then here's that. You see what appears to be a young man wearing kind of like a blue and red vest, and then you see a young woman come out with him. They're maybe 30 something, and they're pretty.
Are they
Do you want to make
skinny?
any checks?
Do a notice check.
Yeah, I'll see. Everyone can see them now.
Skill. Use a skill.
+2.
Investigation.
I also got +2.
Investigation.
Unnoticed.
+2. Both of you guys have +2.
1, 2, so 5.
+5. Okay. Yeah, you both of you guys noticed they're kind of muddy, and it seems like there's soot on their hands. The other, you notice that the smell is rancid. It smells like rotten meat or something, and certainly smoke, kind of this overtone of burning wood.
Side check. Is this the time of year where fires are illegal?
Yeah, absolutely. But the water has been
July.
Well, seasonally has been dry, but the last few weeks have been stormy, which is really out of whack. But yes, normally no fires.
And I'm just gonna ask him, like, fires are illegal.
How far away are they?
They come up. They're probably, you see where you're parked and where
Yeah.
I'm standing. They're probably about that far away. So you guys are in the car like this. Car's facing this way on the road. They're standing maybe, 20 feet, 25 feet.
We'll step out the vehicle. Excuse me, sir, ma'am. Can you come over here, please?
They kind of look at each other. And then one of them, the woman pops her head and the guy starts walking up to her, but she stays back. But he
Excuse
stops,
me.
Stops halfway through.
I asked both of you to come here, please. Ma'am,
The woman
please step forward.
The woman comes up too, but they stop about halfway. They're right on the edge of the woods, and the woods kind of goes down. There's a really steep incline here, right? So you have the road that you guys are on, and there's a steep, not incline, decline going down. So they're coming up, right? This decline. They stopped at the edge of the road.
If you folks are in trouble, I would love to help you, but right now you are not making it easy on me.
No, we're not. We're not in trouble. We have permits, and they got wet. We were kayaking from Hell's Hole Reservoir, and we lost everything in there. Just got rolled around in the muck. We're just trying to get our way back into town. We'll find our way though. We'll be okay. We'll be all right.
Can you please show your hands to me?
Did you get out?
Can you put your palms up?
You got out, right?
Yeah, the two of you are still in the car. As far as
Oh, I
know.
thought I got out with him. Sorry.
You following?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I'm in the truck.
I'm crawling into the back to grab my shitty shotgun.
No way. I good naturedly, I moved over to your seat and I say, "Yeah, we got room in the back for y'all."
Of course, yeah. So good. What did you say? I'm sorry, I got this.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say?
Can you please show me your hands, palms up?
Are we under arrest? Because I'm pretty sure that I'm not required to do anything. I mean, we have our permit. We could call into the
You
ranger
do not
station.
have a permit. You have not shown a permit.
I told
No
you
evidence. That is, sir, that's verbal. Okay? We're not playing he said, she said. Your hands look very suspect to me, and you are acting in a strange manner. So please show palms up, or I will pull my service weapon and ask you more kindly.
Okay, make me notice checks. Are all of you watching them?
Yeah.
Make me notice checks at a +1.
Oh, that's this one.
God damn it. Put that from over.
Did you keep the last one? That means everything that rolls on the floor you got to keep. So you know, house rule. It's a minus.
I only got 1 plus, so it's
So was that +1?
So they neutral out. If you had 1 plus and 1 minus.
yeah, it's a neutral.
Was that
So
+1? You said.
I have
Yeah.
1
So I'm at
plus
+3.
+1.
I have 3.
2.
3. Okay. Yeah, you note as okay, he looks he like whispers something out of the side of his mouth and starts to hold up his hands real slowly, but you notice the woman behind him, she kind of steps beside and is like going into his backpack and is like grabbing something out of it.
I'm gonna pull my service weapon and say, "Stop what you're doing right now! Get your hands out of that bag, or I will fire."
I'm gonna
Good, thank you.
draw also. I just wanted to say I was gonna do
Oh,
it at the same
I
time.
am doing the same thing.
Right.
Freeze, motherfucker!
So yeah, not to interrupt. I just want to.
Okay, got it. Good.
I'm like kind of like
He's loading the blunderbuss.
no way.
It's a single shot. It's cartridge. You take the cartridge.
Okay. Well, oh man. Okay.
But it's not powder. Did you,
I
did you
know.
think it was a powder?
No, it's not.
You want a powder shotgun? I will give you fucking black powder.
We're not quite sure what it is. No, I don't want a black powder gun.
No, I kind of suspect it was like a piece of
No,
like
it is.
iron pipe that
It
you
is.
put a
It
thing
may
on.
be homemade if it's
It's like a
not.
Mad
It's,
Max style. You know,
it's
you pull
yeah.
the thing back.
It's just terrible. It's terrible. It's not a zip gun. No, I'm kind of like slinking down in the seat because I'm like, oh shit.
Okay.
Slowly, I'm opening the door.
Okay.
So in case I need to get out and go like behind the truck,
Okay.
obviously to grab my shotgun.
So you ask them to pull their hands out, and they look at you and they say, they don't do anything. They just freeze. His hands. He has his hands up like this.
I'm gonna.
You get to roll finally.
I'm going to approach. Do not move.
And I'm gonna yell out the window.
I'm gonna.
Come on, kids, just do what the ranger's asking you. He's a good guy.
I'm gonna fan out from him a little bit over this way, still keeping my gun on them, and
Okay.
walk towards also.
Okay. Keeping your eye on them. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you had shifts on that last investigate roll that you had, which means you get a bonus on the next investigate roll that you want to make.
What does shifts mean?
So sometimes when I'm asking you to roll for something, there's a static number that I'm having in my head that you guys need to beat. And if you beat that static number with style or
I
shift,
see. Okay.
in this case you beat it by a considerable amount, what was required, and so you have a shift that you can spend, which just gives you a point +1 on the next roll. I needed to mention that too. I realized I hadn't said anything. Okay, cool.
Forgiven.
You are going out there. They don't move. As you're walking closer to them?
Yes.
Okay. As you walk closer to them, you see her very quickly as you're getting maybe 2 or 3 steps in. You guys are now probably the same distance that we are apart, except you have a gun drawn,
Right.
and there's not all this shit between us.
Yeah.
You see her very quickly do this with both hands, and she throws something out. Okay. Now you guys were in combat, so you guys get to make a decision here about what gets going. But before we do that, we got to do initiative. So, Robert. Oh, sorry. Smith. And okay,
Does
he's got the high
my-
number. Okay, 10. So you get to act first, then the bad guys go. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This determines what
He
who
does, then the bad guys, then it goes to him.
Correct.
Okay. And then
So
you laugh.
she has her hands up. Sorry, she's about to release her hands with something, but you don't know
So
what.
I'm gonna go for the shooter in the heart.
Okay, called shot. Called shot's at a -2, but it does twice the damage. So you want to make a shot. She's just so you know, she's in cover because she's directly behind him.
Oh, she's directly behind him.
Yeah.
Is she? Because I fanned out, do I have any better of an angle?
Yeah, you did say you'd fanned out. Yeah, you have a direct line of shot to her, but he's right in front of her. So you could still
And-
you could take a called shot on him if you wanted.
No, I'm gonna.
He's not
I'm
doing
no.
that.
I'm gonna fucking
What's your sidearm, by the way?
It's a 45.
It's like a 1911. 8 rounds.
Something like that.
Cold.
Mine's a 45 UPS.
Oh, nice. Because you want as many rounds as possible.
They're often carried in
Sure.
service because
Yeah.
they're the most tested sidearm in
You like a
the world.
Glock? Is what you're
No,
talking
it's
about?
a US. It's a USP is what it's called. It's a.
What is that for? Is it United
I don't
States
know what it
something?
is now.
Okay.
You never played, like, use it in Metal Gear. It's in Ghost Recon.
No,
It's in all that shit.
I'm gonna
But
buy
it's
one
like plastic.
shortly.
It's poly.
No, that's a Glock.
Yeah.
This is
It's metal.
It's metal. Here, I'll look it up. Real quick.
Okay. Beretta. This is a 9mm.
I actually wrote
it's
down
45.
45
Whoops.
automatic, but I don't know if
God.
that's actually real.
Semi-automatic. You could have a 1911. If you have a 1911, you get a cool aspect called Man Killer on it.
I know it's an H&K, but I'm trying to think of
Oh,
what
yeah,
it looks
Heckler
like.
and Coke, yeah.
Man Killer's a cool one, and you get 2 free invokes on Man Killer, which gives you a +2.
Man, I dropped all
Fine,
my
I'll
dice.
put now for yeah. I've got
Can
a
you
45
please-
19.
I know.
Please not lose all. Of
I
your
know, and I
dice.
wasn't even rolling. That was the problem.
He just
I
got
didn't
up.
Yeah, I just got up because I had to go to the bathroom. Do you guys... Damn it.
I thought I heard it go over there.
I know, I can't tell them this. Here, let's get the flag.
Oh wait, there's one right there.
Sweet.
One right there under your jacket.
Oh,
Oh,
there
they're
they are.
both there.
Sweet.
Woo,
got
saved
the
the day.
nuts.
Now I
So,
can go to the bathroom.
what are you shooting? Who are you shooting?
Here's the number. 45.
No, you know
It's
what?
an H&K
You know what?
USB.
I'm gonna invoke my stunt,
Good gun.
and I'm just going to rage it into since she's behind him. I'm gonna rage into the fucking dude to push her out so that he shoves into her
Oh, you're gonna
and
physically push.
stops whatever it is that's happening.
Okay, cool. You're gonna push. You're gonna go run instead of shooting. You're
And
gonna
I'm just gonna charge.
which is a might check, but you're using. You get to with your stunt. You get to replace. You get to roll will and then add that to whatever the roll is.
Okay.
So roll your will. Or not will. Endure. Yeah, it's will.
Okay. So
What's your will
will's
at?
at +2.
So you get a +1 to that.
So that's
now
that. I'm now at +3 then.
Okay, you're at +3 for the push. Okay, they're gonna make a dodge real quick.
When you link, like, combat, does...
So he
How
rolled.
does that
He
work?
didn't link combat. What he did is he used his stunt. His stunt allows him to roll one of his skills and then take that score and add it to whatever the actual roll is. So he's not linking combat. He's saying, I'm going to use my stunt to add a bonus, basically, to this particular...
Oh, no, what I mean is, how do you lace the three of our actions together in simultaneous?
So that's what we just did, which is
This thing?
initiative. Correct.
Oh, okay, got it.
So he goes, now everybody help, the bad guys will get their response, and then you guys are going to get to go.
So they don't need to change this one, but for the future, is that where I would use the quick draw stunt?
Do you have quick draw on there as a stunt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote
you
it down
know,
as you wrote that. It's,
Yeah, which is specifically about somebody who has a gun on you.
Okay, not just weapon. Well, yeah, I guess. I thought of it as anything I perceive as something there.
I'm gonna make. I'll concede that it could be something more general for this particular session. That it could be a weapon. Okay.
Okay.
So that means if somebody pulls a knife or something on you, you'll get the drop on their weapon.
Right. And that's
Right
what you
now,
gotta-
it's not clear that there's a weapon coming out.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so you make your roll. They make a dodge as you go in to push into them, and you are able to push. She falls back or he falls into her. She falls back, and they start going tumbling down. As they do, her hands release, and it's this kind of brownish sort of powder and smoke. Make me a dodge check real quick. Actually, all of you guys are in it too.
Okay.
They go tumbling down the ravine.
Oh, I don't think I have dodge.
This is the dodge out of the way of it.
-2.
Ooh, nice.
Or no, excuse me, -3.
Ooh, even better. God, I wish you would have had a -4.
I got -1, but I'm bad at the truck.
Oh, did you not? Are you not? You're. Yes, you're right. You're at the
I
top.
need
So
to
you're
get the first thing I have to do.
Jump behind the truck.
No, I'm in the car. I haven't got
You're
out
fine,
yet.
you're fine.
I have the door cracked.
You don't need to
open.
make. You actually
Okay.
don't need to make a
I'm
check.
gonna use the restroom. I just wanted to see if I needed what I needed to do.
What skill comes into play for that?
Athletics.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I don't have that anymore. I had it in the beginning.
No,
I got 3 though.
Oh, what is it? Magic dice over here. Everything you
No,
guys
next time will be like.
-5.
Yeah, that's happened.
You
yes,
dodge out of
several
the way.
times.
You get the full plume of the smoke, which makes sense. You were tackling the guy. So they go tumbling down. You can't see through the mist to make a clear shot, Robert, but they go tumbling down. And as you take a deep breath in, your head goes really hazy. You smell that rancid smell again, and you kind of collapse to the ground in kind of a fugue state. You're not unconscious, but you're really out of it.
Yeah.
You can make me an endurance check to see if you can break it. Or, yeah, an endurance check.
Am I back up yet, or is this like still in the moment?
Endurance plus 5.
Plus 5? Yeah, you're able to start getting your wherewithals back. As what do you do?
Did I just fully like dive out of the way?
No, you just had to step back. You step back as this kind of plume of smoke went out of the way.
Then I'm gonna, see if I have a shot.
They are all you can hear and see are breaking branches and just like they're pell-mell rolling down the hill.
Jesus Christ. Then I'm gonna, as long as I don't step into the icky shit, I'm going to pursue.
Oh, you are going to go down there?
Yeah.
Okay. You can make, you're trying to like chase them?
Chase them, but avoid whatever.
Okay, so you're running through woods, so make me an athletics check, but it's going to be at a -2.
Oh yeah, here, watch the negatives, here we go. See? 3 negatives.
Okay.
Now you're -5.
Okay.
Unless you have athletics.
I want
No.
You got a -5. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
With a -2. Okay, so mark off your first stress box.
God
As
damn
you
it.
go running down, you just take off running past the smoke.
And that'll be the physical stress.
You
like 1 line or 2?
okay, so when I say mark off your first, you go to physical stress and you just put 1 line through it.
Yeah.
Okay, like that. That's fine. Now, if I ask you to mark off your first physical stress box again, it'll roll up. So it'll roll up to your next available box.
So it's got it.
So it'll continue. So now, from now on, if you take 1 stress, it'll actually be like 2 stress. Okay. So as you go running down the hill, you actually trip.
Down the hill, sorry.
You trip a little bit and kind of go tumbling until you get to the bottom of this little ravine. And as you stand up to dust yourself off, you can't see them anywhere in sight, but in front of you is like a funeral pyre. That's like a Viking sort of funeral pyre.
Yes. You haven't had any yet. You deserve some, Game Master.
Alright, do I do a notice or an investigation?
You can do an investigation check, but just before we do that,
I have to.
you get to act.
I'm sitting, because I'm in the truck going, what in the hell is going on? Well, that's in my head, but. So he pushed him and they fell down the hill and he went after him?
But I actually got
you got
engulfed.
ground.
I got engulfed, but I was able to recover from it.
Yeah.
I got
brown.
engulfed from the fucking brown.
The brown
And actually, it was because of your roll and that bonus that you got that saved both of them from getting it. So, which is a good thing.
And then I decided to eat shit on the downslope. So.
But I'm on the road and they've gone down the hill with the guy in the
No,
ground.
I'm actually still near where I originally landed after I charged them. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a modifier because I took any stress?
Like an aspect modifier?
Yeah, or because I just rolled for investigation.
Not a positive, not a
Negative one, I mean?
No.
Okay, so then I only get 5.
Okay. You roll. Okay, so you're looking at the pyre as you go towards it.
I gotta do something though.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I do. Oh, I just. Sorry.
He was like, wait, I have to do something. Oh, I have no idea. I'm sorry, I'm an old man.
Yeah.
I have no clue
I get
what's
out of-
going
no,
on.
You're efficient for.
Well, I don't know if is it a combat now or do I just get
Combat's over.
Okay, so I get to do. Okay.
Threat is neutralized.
Oh, okay.
But
I guess.
you see.
I get out of the truck and run
He's
to JC.
Okay. It's kind of
Say-
coughing. Yeah. What do you do?
And I said, JC, what in the hell was that? And then I'm looking at him if I see anything about his face or because I saw the powder
Okay, and so
and
you're.
I don't know what that was, but it was the exact same smell like what I dreamt last night that I was telling you guys about.
can I
And
can I smell it?
1 second, as he
Okay.
comes to you, and he says that to you, he says something in a language that you don't understand. And when you look at him, he's got a big, long white beard, and he's got like branches in it, and he's wearing like a brown coat, and he's got like a hat that looks like a bird's nest on there, and he's got a wooden stick.
Oh, shit.
And he's like, you don't understand what he says. You can still say what you said. But you can sense that he has a good intent towards you.
fucking Gandalf? Or are you the other one? The other one with the bird shit on him. Which one are you?
Right against the
Fuck. I didn't think No, I did. All I know is that smoke smelled exactly like the dream I had today.
Can I smell it?
No, you can't smell
Okay.
it. As you say that to him, you start to come to a little bit now, and you start to see his face. But his face kind of looks weird and distorted, and he has this sort of like golden halo around the top of his head. But he's he's your friend. Well, he's the old guy that you Thomas.
He's friendly.
Yeah, he's friendly. He doesn't have any malintention.
Thomas, are you alive? Am I dreaming?
I don't think so.
You notify them.
You don't think you're alive? Or that I'm dreaming?
What'd you say?
I'd say where.
I'd
Yes. Well, I'd say where. Well, okay. I look at you. I just think you're drunk or something happened with that. I don't know what's going on, but I shout for Robert.
Yeah, and you say
Because
Robert.
I don't know what happened to him. I saw him tumble down the hill.
Sure.
Because I'm not a police officer, so I think this.
This is all getting kind of out of hand.
This is nothing that I have to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm like, Robert.
Shit, you did not
Robert!
sign up for this.
Yeah.
First off, what
Yeah.
do I see? I just...
Yeah, we're going to address that.
Okay.
Here's my question. Do you call them down to let them know that you're down there?
Yeah, and
you hear Robert say,
do
"Come
I
on down
spot
here."
the two fucking weirdos?
No, you do not. They have disappeared, appears to be in the wood. What you do... What did you roll? 5 to investigate? Yeah. You do, as you get up and say, guys, come down here. You see what looks like a giant buck. Like huge rack that's looking up kind of over this little ledge in the woods, just kind of looking down at you, and then you see a doe walk up next to him, and they're both kind of staring at you, and then they take off running.
Do I notice anything weird about them?
It's kind of weird that
Besides the weirdness of what just happened?
the buck is a little strange for a buck of that size up here. Didn't look like a mule-tailed deer, which is common around those parts. Black-tailed didn't look like that.
Yeah, it would be like one you'd proudly display on your.
Yeah.
I mean,
25 point.
not trying to stretch out of like normal here. Any kind of like weird like feeling about that, or I don't know if that's a skill or if it's even in the.
Yeah, I mean, it seems strange to you. That's why I'm mentioning it. The only
Okay,
reason that
not
you
just
thought-
from a logical sense. I mean.
Yeah, no, it
like-
seems strange to you. They weren't that far away. The fact that the buck was as large as it was, and that it was staring you down and didn't run after all that commotion, all that seems a little strange.
But they just ran off.
They're just animals. Yeah, they look like animals as far as you can tell.
Okay, then
But you do an investigation on the pyre, and as you are looking at the pyre, and you guys come down there to look at the pyre with you, they start coming down there. You're going into the soot and start moving some of the pieces of wood away, and you start to find little bone fragments. Lots of little bone fragments.
Is it within my? Do I have any kind of guess what they might be? Besides little bone fragments.
You can take an investigation roll and see what else you can continue to collect.
I got only my 3 investigation.
Only a 3? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're digging through. The fact that there's bone fragments kind of intrigues you as these guys are coming down, and you keep pulling them out bit by bit by bit.
With like a
said
stick, I hope, right?
You said it was like
That's
a pyre.
Yeah, it was like a big pyre. It's not that huge. Maybe the base was the same of this top,
Okay.
of this table here.
It just looks
and
like
it came up to kind of a point, but it looks like it's collapsed down a little bit.
Can I make a notice to see if I see anything? If it's do I know it looks like anything I've seen in a book?
That would be a lore check.
Okay, that would be lore.
Local,
Okay.
local, yeah, sure, go for it. Local.
Well, would it be? Could I use my local knowledge or?
You can, but if it's not local, you may not know anything. You might just want to make a general lore
Okay,
check.
I'll just make a lore check
And
So you're pulling out
to see
bones,
maybe
sticks,
if
and
maybe I've read it.
where is JC?
I'm assuming coming down to the
Yeah. I
As
can't-
he kind of goes ahead of you, and if that's okay, what's the order in which you guys want to go down the hill? I'm just asking because
Well,
it's your choice.
I would.
I'm like, you're doing great up front.
I
Go
would say.
first.
Well, I was gonna say if you were on the ground though, right?
Yeah, I
So
would
I
assume
probably stood
because
up
I
and
had
ran
been
to the edge to look.
Down. Thomas would be a little bit ahead of me.
Yeah, I would get up to look
But
to see where
I
Robert
also
was.
would assume that I mean, with my detective skills and everything else and my years of experience, I would notice that he's investigating something. So as soon as I could see that, I'd be like, hey, what did you find, Robert?
Sure. So
I don't know what the order of that would be, but that would be my next sequence is, Robert, what did you find?
Sure. My question is, did he go first or did you go first?
He went first.
Yeah.
So as he goes first through the trees, the trees kind of look like all around the area. It's like really bright green and vibrant, and you see these kind of strange energy tendrils. It's hard to explain, but they seem like flying, almost like little light bugs that are flying, but in the middle of the daytime. And everything seems very positive, but down that little path is just like this dark tunnel, like oppressingly dark, and you can just feel it. It makes you sick as you go down it. And as you're going down it further and further, the tree limbs are dead and crinkled. And as you walk down there, and as you start looking at the pyre, you start to see that it's kind of collapsed, but in the middle, there is like this white, it looks like white smoke. The pyre itself is kind of collapsed around in like a volcano, and you see like this white smoke that's kind of like boiling out, and you see what looks like a tiny little hand reach out from it, and then the smoke kind of puffs away and just dissipates out in the woods, and your senses start coming back to you. The woods start to look normal. You start the blackness starts to fade. The sickness that you felt inside is lingering, but trees are, birds are chirping and the trees are alive. As you're digging through there, you pull out these small little bones, and you pull out a small, as you're putting the bones together, or you're laying them out, you see a small, tiny little skull, human skull, and you find a metal rattle in there.
And then to be like, I think it's time to call the sheriff. And I'll be like, by the smell, I think this is where our mystery guest came from. And if we can track them, I think we should do it. Their footprints.
And I say, where the hell those crazies go?
So you don't know what those.
No, I don't. Yeah, because I don't know what's going on. I mean, I felt and observed all the same stuff, but it's
but for you,
definitely
it's been normal. You didn't see any of the smoke. You didn't see.
Did either of you?
Sorry, I didn't make that clear.
No, okay.
Did either of you see anything strange? Just a moment
Stranger
ago.
than
No, I'm not talking
kids
about
throwing
no,
brown
that's not
dirt?
what I'm talking. Stranger than that. Yes, stranger than that. Robert, did you see anything stranger than that besides the bones you're picking out of this pyre?
And you're the only one you've only come across the rattle. You've got your body is kind of blocking it in a way, so you haven't exposed it to the guys yet unless you want to.
Are you talking about when it was happening, or right now?
Did you see anything out of the ordinary besides what the three of us just experienced as far as what those people were doing and
It
where we are?
may be nothing, but I just about as random as you can get. I just saw a huge buck and a doe appear, and I point over where they were.
What type of buck was it?
What would you say, mule deer?
No, it was white-tailed deer.
White-tailed
which is not
deer.
common for this.
Okay, yeah,
deer.
that's.
They're big. They're real
gonna
big
ask.
and meaty deer.
So I tell you,
White-tailed deer.
And you know for
This is not the right area for a
My
white-tailed
thoughts
deer.
exactly.
I would know that too, probably.
Yeah.
So that's definitely strange. But no circle of smoke. No.
You boys
Infant
all right?
hands.
What's that? No infant hands, but I think I found infant.
And he shows you the little. You see the little pile of bones with a tiny little skull.
And a little rattle.
Metal baby rattle.
As I say, oh Jesus,
And that's where we're gonna stop.
we gotta get some help.
And that's where we're gonna stop Act 1.